Here we go. So let
Mhm.
me share
Okay.
screen as well.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. I have highlighted here. Don't use the word paper. This is dissertation paper. It's very small, not more than 14 pages. Okay, so use the word thesis or dissertation. And also
I
don't,
saw.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and also use justified. You can see that it is left justified, not, so it is left, what do we call that?
Okay.
Yeah,
So
it
what
is
should?
left aligned. Just press this one. Can you see the screen here?
Yes. Okay, I will do that.
Do that
Okay.
one or press Control J, right? So it would
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
in aligned. Okay. Some pages are like justified and some pages are not justified.
I don't
So,
know why is that. Okay, I will do
okay.
that.
I don't know
Yes.
about the Chinese what you have written, but I hope it's already good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I've asked my Chinese friend, so.
okay, good work. Okay, so most of the judges they're going to be talking about for those who have no background like me, the supply chains and transportation. I have no background, but I would be more interested in research methodology, right? And you have not mentioned here the subheadings. Okay, so
Okay.
like
Aha.
3.1
Aha.
is
Aha.
startup
Data
research,
collection. Blah blah. I
right?
know.
Yeah,
I know.
like
I
that.
know.
Do write that
Oh,
over there.
okay.
Similarly, yeah, very nice. Similarly, in conclusions and recommendation as well. Plus, in conclusion, also add a heading, the uh, assumptions or something, what you call that.
Uh,
You have mentioned the recommendations.
yes, I did. I can see here.
Okay, we're going to start in chronological order. Okay, we have finished this content. If you have some headings, so if you can make some headings in conclusion and recommendation, then very nice. If no, no need for that. Okay, but if you can do
Okay.
that, very nice. Because those
Okay.
who have not the background of this transportation and supply chain and all this stuff, then they would be more interesting in how you conducted this research, your research questions, your methodology is very nice, super duper, right? And I'm
Okay.
going to give you this very good marks on that as well. You wrote very
Understand.
nicely. Okay, again, justified that one. Very nice, very nicely written. Your personal statement, research question, research goal, very nice. I need to
Thank you.
appreciate that. Again, don't use
Thank
the
you.
word paper.
Oh,
Okay. Okay.
thesis.
So here we go. Mm, see, this is justified. All those, right?
Mm-hmm, hmm.
But the other
I will
pages are
check
not
them.
justified. Okay, very nicely, written. These pictures are very nice. See, it's not justified as well. Okay, these are just
Okay.
minor. I'm not going to giving those a very nice or high weightage of marks for that. It's just formatting. You can see this is bold and different color. This is different color but not bold, right? You can see that.
Yes, but it's
Okay.
because it's subheading or something. So I think
Okay,
that
okay. This
that's
is like okay, one, two, three, four. Okay, this is the fifth category.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
okay.
yes,
Okay, don't worry
yes.
about that. Don't worry about that. Just I'm gonna go through that because my focus, main focus is your findings, your recommendation, and research methodology.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be testing you heavily on those, right?
Okay.
So here we go. All the things I have already, let's jump into the other stuff. Here
Mm-hmm,
we are. Here we go. So make those headings, right?
mm-hmm,
This research is
mm-hmm.
not quantitative,
Understand. Quantitative only. Quality?
only qualitative because you interviewed and you have the interviews. You are not giving them a range or rankings right? You understand that? You are not
Yes.
using you are not using someone else questionnaires. You are not asking them to grade those questionnaires from 1 to 5 scale. So that is not quantitative. Okay,
Okay.
that is
Okay.
qualitative. And
Yes.
what is the purpose of qualitative? You interview, you extract some variables from those interviews. Okay, so
Understood.
remove that one as well. Also, make a bullet points here and also write it down in brackets their designation. For example, this is Dijon,
Okay.
Alice, right? What are their
Language? Yeah.
designation? Make a
Josh?
bullet point. It will give you
Okay.
a nice impression that okay, you
Oh,
actually have this
okay.
one. Okay, very nice. And research finding, you see, in methodology, you started with a paragraph, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here
Mm-hmm.
you just started directly, which is not
Okay.
good. Okay, you add like some started paragraph. Okay, in research finding, there is like the explanation of all those 5 questions or 6 questions that I asked from my you know the interviewers, and again you can just make one or
I
two
can
three
say
lines.
like it's primary and secondary data. Primary data are interviews, secondary data
You
are
can explain that.
sources.
You can
Yes.
explain in one paragraph. Okay,
Okay.
and
Okay.
also one thing that is missing here is that you ask these questions, right?
Yes.
And what are the individual response?
But there is no individual response because when I was on a call, I was just writing quickly. I thought that I don't have even time. And honestly, because it
Did
was
you
four
record
of them,
the record? Did you record that interview with whom you
no.
said that
But
you?
I didn't even think about. But I can also ask them if I can ask, but I can't ask them now. It's actually too late. But I can like have some proof if you want me to, or
No,
I
no,
don't know.
no. I just want that because it looks your thesis is very nice, but from here it looks like that you have just interview and you are making up all those answers by yourself.
No, I didn't make up anything. Nothing, especially not from
You know,
my point
I
of view.
believe you. I believe you because you are my students. I know throughout the semester we are having in constant contact, and I know that. So what you can do
Okay.
here, you can make. Let me give you the idea. Mm, where is that? Oh, here. Mm,
It was also in Serbian, half of it, so I had to translate everything, and it was
okay,
like
it's okay. Don't
super.
worry about that. So what you can do, you can make a diagram, something
Okay.
like from these 5 interviews. I think I would explain it into that section. Let me just stop share. So what I'm trying to say is that, for example, answering this question, or you can say that I don't have a person-to-person interview. I have the
Mhm.
panel interview. You can say that. If
Oh,
you say in your presentation or if you write it down here that you have one-to-one interview, then I would say that it's not going to be buying a worth attention here. Okay, you
okay.
can see that I have a panel interview in Chumu. It's a conference call like Chumu. Okay, so I ask questions and I write it down. So I ask question and all of the 5 they answer me. So I write it down. Okay,
Okay.
so
Yes.
you develop this kind of like uh, interview structure because they don't have much time, and so I send them. You have to give me a time, and all agreed on that. We're gonna give you this time period, and it's gonna be a conference call like that.
Okay.
Okay?
But where should I write it?
In methodology, you can write it down, data
Okay.
collection, right? And make a separate paragraph for this one so that it give attention separately. You can also mention that, as I explained in my data collection in methodology, I have explained over there that on Chumu I don't have one-to-one interview. I have a panel interview with them, so I couldn't write down everyone singles response, right?
Okay.
In normally this is like a thematic procedure. So this is the thematic, research process in which if I am interviewing you, I write it down. The next person, I will, make another call with the next person. I write it down its variables. It's like that. But since you couldn't do that, then make a panel interview. Okay? And rearrange all this answer in a way that it looks like a panel interview. All the suggest like, different voices, different people, also not different, the same panel, suggested these kind of things. Right?
But when I saw from one girl, I saw her one of a few, and she had similar to me, like only responses to bring something, but I really gave my best. Like now, if I have to rewrite or something, I don't even know what, because everything that I've written was for these interviews, most of it actually, not a lot, in Serbian. So I had to sit and to translate, and it sounds easy to translate to English, but it's not, because they use some words, that are not too easy.
Okay, just wait a second.
So now I don't know what to do with it.
Just wait a
Sorry.
second.
Yeah.
मैं जरा इंटरव्यू पे हूँ, मैं बाद में बात करता हूँ. Yes, please.
Yes, so no worries. So I just don't know now what to do, because when I translated and they used some words and stuff and it wasn't that easy, then I was checking Grammarly if it's okay stuff.
I completely understand that.
Really.
I completely understand. You wrote it very nicely, but the thing is that this is a research thesis, and you have to present it as well. You have found out, right? You have nicely written, but there are some written techniques that you also need to follow that, so that the readers, the judges, I am the reader, I know that where you have written like this, where you have written like that. But when it goes to the other judges, it's really hard for